Billy with Gilbert Travels here, starting off our filming today here at Coastal Carolina Airport in New Bern, North Carolina. It's actually not where we're going to be taking today's review from, but I have a tight connection onto today's plane in Charlotte, so I wanted to start off here because I think we'll already be boarding by the time I get to the gate to get on board. Also could not pass up the chance to tell you a little bit about today's flight in front of this awesome Harrier jet static display here. So today we're going to be going back to one of my favorite aircraft, as I've said on the channel before, the Embraer E175. And today we're going to check out first class in one of these solo seats on the left port side of the aircraft. So I'm excited about this. I've been eyeing those seats on past flights on the Embraer and excited to take you along today. This is also actually going to be, despite living in South Florida for most of my life, my first flight into Key West. So come along with us today. We should have weather provided, some nice footage coming in down the coast of Florida and into Key West. And I'll show you a bit about first class service on this regional American flight and this solo seat. So excited to bring you along today. Let's get in the air. I hadn't intended to share my first flight today in a Canadair CR700. However, I ended up having a really nice time on this 221-mile, just 43-minute in the air flight. The seat was comfortable and we were provided blankets even on this short hop. A misaligned window here in 2F was the downside. However, the views I could get were very good and the service was excellent, with in-air drink orders and a generous pass at the snack basket. The Canadair still has the narrow and short-feeling cabin though, but this will be a nice direct comparison to the Embraer we're about to get on. I haven't really had a good experience on a Canadair jet before I felt like sharing, but today was an excellent flight, so I wanted to bring you along there. That ended up being a very comfortable seat and great service for such a short flight, so glad to have brought you along. Now come along with us onto the Embraer 175. Made it to Charlotte, and so far everything on time, so heading on over to my gate here for this flight with the E175. Today's flight qualifies for what they call as refreshments on the AA booking site, so I'm interested to see what we'll get on board, all right? I have previously reviewed the American E175 in Main Cabin Extra Economy, which I will link to you from this video. Today we board this American Eagle regional flight operated by Republic Airways, with 4 rows of first class in a 1-2 configuration. It's really a rare treat to have a solo, window, and aisle access seat on a narrow-body domestic aircraft, and I was ready to enjoy the opportunity. I deployed the small inward drink holder, and my personal pre-departure drink preference was taken. I put the provided blanket in the overhead bin and got settled in. We'll have a better look at today's seat in the air. Buckle in. Excited for a great flight. Come along with us. Charlotte is one of American's key hubs acquired during their merger with US Airways, and their own aircraft definitely dominate the gates here. Now that we're in the air, let's have a look at today's seat 3A. Immediately in front of you, you will find, well, nothing really, just a big piece of flat leather, since you're not going to find built-in entertainment screens on this regional jet. You will, however, find a quite generous literature pocket that's the full width of the seat and has a large amount of flexibility. Below that, I found plenty of room to stow my under-seat size bag and still have foot space on either side. Unlike the smaller E145 solo seats, I did not find the floor space restrictive. Legroom was not massive, but certainly not tight either. The only complaint I have is the outer armrest, which houses the tray table, is fixed, which felt a little bit tight, especially getting in and out of the seat. Recline, however, was absolutely excellent, and once I was laid back, I had a perfect view out the window. The large padded headrest took a little force to adjust, but was very supportive. The bifold tray table features a cup indentation, both half and fully deployed, and it sort of sits on the other armrest for extra support when it has a full load. I found it oddly fascinating that even with the tiny overhead bins that are clearly designed for these single seats, the airline still chose to install 2 vents and lights on this side of the cabin. The safety card designated this aircraft as EOW, or Extended Over Water, which means it has equipped with a life raft for water landing emergencies. While the plane does lack in-seat power, it is Wi-Fi and streaming entertainment equipped with Americans' typical web-based experience for phones, tablets, and computers, as I've covered many times. Paid Wi-Fi is available, as well as free access for T-Mobile customers at the time of filming. I did not partake in connecting to the outside world from in the air, however streaming entertainment is still free for all passengers. I also appreciate the bag tracking feature in American's app, which updates in the air as well to make sure you're confident your bag is coming along with you to your destination. Very comfortable setup. I like the C175 seat quite a lot. As I had hoped, this ended up being a banner day to fly, and the views were my chosen entertainment for the duration of the flight. Shortly, in-air drink orders were taken, and I found out that refreshments meant, well, another snack basket. In the confusing maze of airline meal cutoffs, today's 736-mile flight would have qualified for a plated meal like a fruit and cheese plate if it was on a mainline American aircraft, which is available over 699 miles. However, most regional operated routes must be at 900 miles to receive meal service. Considering I didn't have time to eat during my layover, I was a bit disappointed by this news, but I made the most of my little lunch and turned my attention back out the windows. I do also note that I was addressed by name by the cabin crew, which was pretty impressive since I held only American's lowest status, Gold, at the time of this flight. For today's flight, I took advantage of American's added feature to buy up to first class through their website or app without needing to phone in, instantly upgrading both legs of my journey for $139 from my already purchased coach fare. Neither cabin ended up being full, so I likely would have gotten upgraded anyway. However, I wanted to lock in a solo seat for this review, and upgrading this way also resulted in receiving full points earning and status qualifying privileges of a first class ticket, like double elite qualifying miles. I love how open feeling the E-Jet is for its size. However, the first class lavatory is still quite a squeeze at my height. I dozed off for a few minutes, and then I requested a hot tea to sip as we started coming down the Florida coast and past some late summer storm systems as we made our way down the Florida Keys and into Key West. Enjoy the footage I captured and stay till the end for my closing thoughts today. So great flight there on the E175. Enjoyed that seat a lot. Lots of great space. Was a little disappointed not to get any more of a meal on that flight for being an hour and a half. But overall, had a great time. Had a good flight crew on that flight and was glad to bring you along. We'll see you on the next one. Come back again soon for more flight reviews here at Gilbert Travels. In the meantime, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you can be made aware when more content is available. Thanks for watching.